Hello and welcome back to the Iesf World Esports Competition for Qualifiers for 2023. We are going to be doing Southeast and Asia. I'm Atomo. Join me as Teltris. First match, pretty good. Pretty good, Teltris.
Definitely, and we already have a few matches coming out. Apparently, Bangladesh got a walkover from Sri Lanka. However, Indonesia and India went at it. That best of three actually lasted a whole whopping 20 minutes. It turns out Indonesia proved themselves to be the stronger team in that competition, or rather in that series. But again, Ottomo, like you mentioned, it is a round robin. All of these teams are going to be playing 5 matches in total. It's best of ones throughout, so you can get the better of the other side, even if it is a bigger team.
Yeah, I'm surprised when you mentioned that it's a 20-minute victory right there. But that is in the past. And me, Teltris, I only look towards one direction, the future. And it's going to be two teams that are quite dear to my heart competing against each other. We have the Philippines, who has their coach, Leon Arthur, my good friend, my brother. He won't even help me get a job, though, unfortunately. But it's all right. I still love him playing, leading the Philippines. And then you have Malaysia, home country. When we actually go on camera, I will show you that I'm wearing the Malaysia flag on my shirts right now. So you know that I have no bias towards these two teams, right? I'm very neutral.
But who do you think? I mean, because I also remember, Otomo, that you have interviewed the
Yes.
coach for the Philippine squad as well before they made their run in some of those tier 1 tournaments. Do you think that they are geared up for IESF as much as they would
I
like to?
I feel like of the two teams, are these really the names of the players for the Philippines? I thought it was Palos, Luis, Tino, Shanks, and CML. These are perhaps not the teams not. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, it's all right. We're fixing. We're fixing it. But your question about the two teams, I think that the Philippines comes in very well oiled. They've been playing together for a long time. The Malaysian team, I believe they're all like from different groups. Some of them I don't know if they've played a lot. Like we have three players from three different teams. CDR was on a team. Their substitutes was on a different team as well. Like teamwork might not be there for Malaysia like it is for the Philippines.
Yeah, and that's something we saw just how significant of an advantage it was back when you were costing Myanmar versus Mongolia, right? Myanmar, because they were playing together for such a long time, they did come out ahead, and now you have perhaps arguably one of the strongest teams in Southeast
Yes.
Asia, the players of Execration coming at it, forming the squad of the Philippines, and it does really seem like they are the strongest team in that second group.
Yep. And but to be fair, one of the members of the Philippines team, they were all like together as a team, but Lewis has left Execration, but they brought him back for this qualifier. Now, if he was bitter, oh sorry guys, I gave away first blood. Oh no, I want to buy Dagon on Kunkka. It's a good build. Yes, Divine Rapier Puck is a good choice. Maybe he could pull some shenanigans like that. I'm sure he won't, but there may be like a little bit of tension when one guy is kicked out of the team and immediately competes with the team. That's happened to
But
me
for
a
Lewis, I
lot.
mean, for a lot of the Philippine players out there, I don't think it's going to be doom and gloom, even if you're not playing for
Yes.
Execration, because, I mean, you take a look at TI, 8 out of the 80 players, 10% of the players heading to TI are going to be from the Philippine squad. In fact,
Yep.
the highest amount of Southeast Asian representation is there in the biggest stage. When you take a look at both TI and EWC, you see that 4 separate teams from Southeast Asia
Yes.
have actually qualified there.
It's a very good for the scene, honestly. I mean, it may be like, oh, don't you want to have one very strong team going for everything? I'm like, yeah, I'd rather have different teams going, getting experience, and all of these teams, ranking up together rather than one guy or one team. Because we do see some regions are one-team regions, like North America, for example, where it's like wild cards. That's about it. I don't even know what other teams are there. But yeah, we're going to go to the rosters of the Philippines. It is going to be, one sec, guys. Palos, Luis, Tino, Shanks, and CML. I remember when Tino was a carry for Boom, and then they put him in the offlane. That was a fun bit of time right there. But as mentioned, if I had to pick a favorite, I will favor the Philippines on this one. We'll see the draft, but Philippines, with the experience, they've been together for a while. It's Philippines for me. As
I would like to hope that Malaysia do have a shot here, but I do find myself agreeing with you. Philippines does seem like a stronger squad. However, for entertainment purposes, I will actually give my vote to Malaysia. CDR, Moon, JT, Ayad, and Ponyo, who I have seen before back when he was playing with Team Essence. But still, some of these other players like Moon, he was previously in Talon Esports. JT was with Azure Array. So it's not as if these players aren't coming in from their star-studded rosters. The only difference is they haven't been as involved in the Dota 2 scene or as successful in the Dota 2 scene as the players from Philippines have.
Agreed. I just feel, yeah, it's like you mentioned, like some of these players, they've sort of taken a step back and they're coming back in. Some of them have been in a bit of a slump for a while. It's like they're not coming in at what I feel like right now is best form. You know, they haven't worked together. They're currently in some of them are here and there in their career. Like I remember when JT was part of IG, you know, and I think they got like 4th or 5th place in the TI, and that was a very strong JT. Right now, I haven't seen his name for a while. I'm not even sure what team he is outside of this. He is, he's with Azure Ray. Cool, good for him. Oh, inactive. See, so I was saying, like, I've seen Azure, I haven't seen JT play for a while, but that's why Philippines gets my vote. We did flip the coin. It looks like Malaysia won. They get first priority. We'll see what they're going to be picking, whether it's going to be side or first pick, second pick.
I think the first pick, I think they should be going for the first pick, particularly because in a best of one, you want to come out with the stronger picks, right? In a best of one, I think the draft matters a lot more than it does in a best of 3.
Yes. Well, you know, that's some people always say like it's a very different beast, but the best of one, best of 3, and best of 5. Like sometimes you go in the best of 5, game 1, you have between game 1 and game 5. The meta shifts completely, you know, where they're like, oh, this hero is strong, but one of our guys, you know, sucks with it apparently today. When that we can't pick it, it's kind of crazy to see that. You know,
do you think that we should have a crossover? Not for this tournament, of course, because the groups have already been set and the format has already been set. But with a best of 1 round robin, you have the potential of actually having crossovers where perhaps all the teams from Group A also get to play against Group B, and through a best of 1 you can have just many more matches coming out.
I think if you do that though, like whoever gets first should automatically go to Iesf. You know, it's like, but you play 11 matches. Our schedule won't be able to handle it. So as much as I would love that idea to give us a good ranking, it's not going to work out. By the way, Malaysia did pick second pick, which is I know what you're talking about, like when you draft. I personally feel like having the last pick is always the best thing. It's like I get the last pick, you know, like I decide what's the last year. There's no way they can counter it. It's my favorite. As we are in the lobby, we're connecting.
But I do think that with the bans, right, it does just seem like in the meta, most of the bans are centered over one role, right? You just ban out the position 1 carry role, or you ban out the mid lane role. So going for that last pick, at times you don't actually have the best option available. You kind of have to go for a kind of a lackluster option. The lobby,
lobby exploded. I don't feel like the same. I feel like when we've been in the meta for this long, there's many strong picks that you can open up with. We're seeing Puck, very strong, lost in the previous game, but you can open up with an Aegis Prophet or a Dawnbreaker, and not all of them are going to get banned. There's still plenty of options. And by the way, here's my shirt. I don't know if you can see it. It's the tiger. It's actually very cool. The Malaysian tiger there. There you go. Definitely not biased to one team or another.
But your shirt also does kind of look like the logo from the execution squad. So you know, it's
does it?
The shape of the logo, not the actual design. Yeah, not the actual design.
I love that the team was so bold. They were like, let's call ourselves Execration. And you're like, well played, sir. You know, that's going to be a fun name to mention here.
I mean, the names of I think that the names of Southeast Asian teams, they're just so much better than the other regions out there. I mean, Boom Esports, right? It's a Talon Esports. It's even back 10 years ago, you had Team Orange, and then you had Titan Esports after that. So they're fantastic names. Nemesis,
you know?
Right? It's
And the other, and it's like, you know, there's like Spirit's a good name, but some of them are sort of just like a couple of letters. IG, OG, VG, EG. I'm like, that's a lot of G's, you know, like what does it mean? But yeah, we have the better names for sure. As all right, Falcons. Oh, interesting. That's not. This is a hero. Yeah, I'm seeing this hero just shooting up in popularity in every level of play. I don't think he's like I've seen him actually picked, but everyone's banning Disruptor.
Do you think it's because the mid lane is now featuring tempo picks like the Spirit heroes, the Puck, the Queen of Pain, right? Because you have those heroes that don't do well against the Disruptor, you may want to take a Disruptor out, and perhaps Philippines will look to pick themselves up the Puck or even the Storm Spirit.
I don't really get it. I mean, like I have seen picked, but you mentioned a good point. Like Spirits, Puck, Quap, Shadow Fiend, all these heroes are garbage against Disruptor. He's also very much I consider him the bounty hunter of position 5, you know. Whereas if you're winning, oh, beautiful, +1 kill all the time. If you're losing, very useless hero. As okay, they banned Nature's Prophet, so we still have the Shadow Fiend, the Puck, the TA in the pool as well.
A lot of good heroes, and right now no Silencer banned out, so if Philippines want to go for the Storm, then Malaysia can just pick that one up, but Malaysia go for the ban on a Dark Seer, so it does seem like they are perhaps planning on a melee composition.
TA? Alright, they just go straight up TA. What we mentioned it's not banned, it's there. Now Malaysia, do you want... I feel like in a tournament like this, when you are in a team of individuals rather than a real team, like for the Malaysia side, you want more independent heroes. So Puck would be great. Puck, I forgot who I was talking to. It was like Defy Llama or something. He said, if you lose with Puck, it's your fault. Puck is like, you can 1v5 with the Puck. Same thing with the Morphling. So,
Terrorblade. I was actually thinking about this that one. You talk about independent heroes. Terrorblade is as independent of a carry as it gets, right? You can split push. You can farm up. You can join team fights all on your own rhythm.
Yes.
But right now, I mean, Philippines can look to punish this Terrorblade. I believe it's a lot harder to punish a Templar Assassin than it is to punish a Terrorblade. But I could be wrong about that.
No, it's true, right? Like if he goes low health, we're not gonna see like a Necrophos, but there are heroes that can play against that, and the Philippines are getting rid of a lot of supports. I know Undying Bat are flexible, but they're, let's call them half supports, half cores. But Bane and Disruptor very much supports. There you go, the first core ban.
It's going to be on the Queen of Pain. And ideally, Malaysia ban on the Puck. Because, sure, we don't know where the Templar Assassin is going to be, but I do think it's going to be a carry TA. But a Templar Assassin plus the Puck, I don't think that you can face up against that. The Puck is a natural counter to Terrorblade with that Waning Rift. So...
However, I will say that TA isn't that amazing as a Terrorblade, right? Once you get the Manta, her Axe Shard's kind of useless. You're not going to get any sort of disables. He has Terrorblade, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, probably has the highest natural armor in the game. So he does, the right click is if any hero can shrug it off, it's going to be the TP. So we'll see. They have next pick though from Malaysia. Again, I believe we've talked about the Puck. I still stand by that.
And right now, I mean, Philippines can also look towards picking up the Silencer, right? If Malaysia don't ban that one out, just make sure that you can't get your Sunder off, yeah?
I think Philippines might consider, I hope they see the Venomancer. I remember I was talking to their coach. He was talking about the Veno 4 with Orchid would be really good tempo against the Terrorblade before he gets the Manta. You put the Orchid off, you have that huge damage over time. I'd like to see it. We'll see. We'll see if Arthur disappoints me this time like he did when he dropped a few games while we were teammates. Oh, Hoodwink.
That is a hero that I haven't actually seen in the meta all that much. I actually haven't seen the Hoodwink in the past few months now, Automo.
Yeah, there has been a rise, it's crazy, of Hoodwink core coming back. And wait, is it Tino playing for Malaysia? No, it's GTX, sorry. Yeah, it does damage, so we'll see about that.
I mean, it does do damage, but then again, it's not about the damage output because you do have a TP for that late game damage, right? But
yes,
I don't know. I would have thought that there may be better heroes to pick rather than the position for Hoodwink. Perhaps there's a mechanism where you can take the Templar Assassin down. I mean, you do have that little tiny burst of damage to take out that refraction, but then again, a lot of heroes do just that. And right now, it's Philippines' pick. You can go for the Storm. I mean, Storm does very well against the Hoodwink. But no, Philippines, they actually go for the Butcher.
Why not? By the way, I think I know why they picked the Hoodwink on Malaysia. I was remembering, because I mentioned Tino. Tino was the one who brought Hoodwink as a core in the offlane. I remember watching it. I was not impressed in the beginning. I was like, Hoodwink core, no one. Then he showed how it's done. with the offlane, it was amazing. So I think this was a pick to prevent Philippines from getting it, rather than they think it's themselves really good. Oh, but yeah, your favorite hero.
The
Chaltus
Pudge.
is happy. Of course. Who else?
And they will go for the silencer, but it's Malaysia, and they are going to be on the back foot slightly because with this silencer has a dual role, right? Not only is it good against a Terrorblade as well as a Hoodwink when he's channeling, but you also now have the ability to go for that Storm pick, or maybe even another Spirit pick as well as the Puck. So it does seem like Philippines have the better draft.
It makes Malaysia have to think about a mid like a Tiny, you know, a hero who's not super affected by it. Because if you go for this hyper elusive hero, Global Sign comes out and you're like, well, I'm screwed now. Thanks a lot. So this is going to be, in general, I feel like Silencer is the best support in the game if you can get your hands on it. They got their hands on it for Philippines.
What do Malaysia respond with though, Optimo? That's the big question, right? Because they need to get through the meat shield of the Pudge. They also need to find a hero that does well against the Global Silence and the Templar Assassin. And it does seem like a lot of these picks, they are geared against a TA, right? The Axe, the Hoodwink, the TB, all heroes designed to win against a TA in that late game, or maybe even the early game in the case of the Axe.
I like the Axe, just because, I mean, Axe in general, we talk about independent heroes. In the offlane, it's like Legion Commander, Axe. If you want to be independent and not rely on anyone, make space for yourself, then those are the heroes you're going for. So I like the Axe pick a lot for Malaysia in this situation. They should pair it. Are they going to pair it up with a Skywrath Mage is the question. Because that is the best combo with the Axe.
Or maybe the Invoker?
True. Invoker, I mean, they could go for the Invoker, flex it 4-5. Sorry,
I mean,
2-4, I mean.
This Global Silence isn't that good against the Invoker, right? Because you can wait it out. You're not hyper dependent to get those spells out. You're not in any kind of haste to be able to do that. And nice little follow up with the Cataclysm coming out. And you can even go for the Quas Vex build, in my opinion, against some of these heroes. Just make sure the Pudge has no mana, so if a Pudge without mana doesn't actually do anything, right? But Malaysia, they're going to go the route of Mongolia. They will pick themselves up the Enchantress.
Enchantress Hoodwink. I mean, to be fair, if you are channeling with the Hoodwink, it's definitely going to be Hoodwink 4 at this point. I strongly believe that. Then by the time Axe jumps in and calls, you know, that the arrow will be flying up. You'll probably be able to get a kill on anyone anyway. So, Philippines, we don't know what the role this Pudge is, by the way. He could be a 4. He could be a core. Which makes me... I think that you might take something like a Timbers. Oh, okay, there you go. So the Storm comes out. Alright, so they're going to be keeping the Pudge flexible, and then they're going to be picking either an offlaner or position 4 at the end for Philippines.
I think you go for a Tusk on Philippines. I think you place the Pudge on the position 3, you go for the Tusk, a lot of damage, a strong laning potential, as well as being able to save your heroes not only from the Axe's Berserker's Call, but also from the Hoodwink.
I don't know. I don't want 2 melee in one lane against a Terrorblade. And it's like you have to rely on hooks to get in. I would rather see something more like a Phoenix, a Winter Wyvern, a Skywrath Mage, something like that. That would be my
The only reason
hero.
I'm suggesting the Tusk is but Philippines may have gotten away with the Storm Spirit pick and they have the Silencer, but Storm is traditionally pretty weak against the Axe, right? Because if you get the Berserker's Call on him, you have that follow-up disable coming in from the Hoodwink, and then you can find the Storm kill.
Yeah, but I mean, you can also just press R on the Silencer. It's like, I don't know. Again, but this is assuming, of course, that it's going to be the Pudge off. We're not sure about that. They still banned the Puck for Philippines because, truth to be told, you don't actually have much stuns on them, right? It's like you have a good amount of silences, then you have Dismember and the pull from the Storm, and that's it.
Perhaps you go for the Mars on Philippines.
Is that something?
Additional silence, the Terrorblade range attacks, you can block them out with the Arena, and then you can also just spear the Axe back if he goes in for the Berserker's Call. So the Mars seems, in my opinion, a good pick for the Philippine squad.
I think at one point he got famous because of his Mars on Tino, but I'm not quite sure. Malaysia, they are banning offlaners. They are feeling like this is going to be that position for Pudka, as they say. We'll see how it works out. Next pick, though, is going to be Philippines. It's going to be either offlaner or the 4. And, I hate it when it's like this, so flexible, because you have to think about 2 different, like, trains of thought.
It does seem like it might be the Ember or the Void Spirit ban.
There you go. Well done. Yeah, it has to be a mid, right, for Malaysia.
Just ban out a natural Manta style builder, I think, which was, I mean, the Void can just make that one counter at the Global Silence, but now it's Philippines' pick. And Ultimo, what is the offlane here?
Is it an offlane? Is it an offlane? We don't know, right? That's the problem. We don't know if it's gonna be an offlane. Legion Commando could be pretty decent. I want a 4 range. I want a Phoenix or a Skyrat base. That's what I want. Or is Shadow Shaman? Shadow Shaman's in the pool as well. Or Veno. Oh, for sweet Veno.
I mean, the Veno does very well against the Axe, but wow, it's going to be an Omni Knight, and I think this is a bit of the execution special, right?
Yeah, it definitely looks like an offlane Omni Knight from where I'm standing. Okay, that's pretty cool. Malaysia needs a mid. Invoker now feels a bit better because you can dispel some Omni Knight's effects. I don't think you can dispel Heavenly Grace, although it says you can. But you can dispel Guardian Angel, which is nice. So I definitely feel like Invoker would be good. Or Tiny. They go for Leshrac.
You go for the Leshrac against the Omni Knight's second spell? The one that grants you debuff immunity, and not to mention you have the pulse that can make the blade mill. But I mean, it again just you fall back to that big R button, right? The Global Silence. If the Leshrac goes in, you just press the Global Silence and counter initiate on him.
I don't know what they're doing with this Leshrac. I imagine it's really good because you're able to just run at the enemy team and try to bring them down one by one. But to be fair, you don't get... I don't think you get magic immunity from Heavenly Grace anymore. It's just extra regen, extra armor. I mean, extra strength, which is nice. But it's still a lot of extra durability against it. I feel like Philippines won the draft. I already felt that they were a stronger team. So I'm all in on the Philippines. All in on Leon Arthur.
I think that Philippines do have the better draft because we don't have to, but I would prefer to not agree as far as the draft goes. Ultimo, you know, we have to. Our bald heads must clash against each other. Okay, they have to bounce off each other. So that's why I'm gonna say that Malaysia have the better draft, despite me not really agreeing with the fact that they have a better draft. I mean, if we talk a bit about the ways that Malaysia can come back into the game, right? GT gets that Blink Dagger, and as you mentioned, the Terrorblade in that late game is stronger against a Templar Assassin, just 1-to-1 as a carry, and perhaps Moon has some plan with his Leshrac that we don't know about that is outside the realm of understanding in this game.
Alright, Tultus putting his hopeful face on, as he usually does. You know, I pick one team, I go with the facts, I go with logic. And then Tultus goes with feelings and usually ends up right more often than not. So
I mean, that's what makes a good duo. I mean, you know, one side brings in logic, the other side brings in the emotion. You can't have, you know, when two faces, or rather, when two heads with just logic clash against each other, that's not a good combo. You know.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, that's not. All right, well, here's gonna go: Philippines versus Malaysia. Arguably, the match that will decide who wins this group, if you ask me, because Group B, like. Thailand may put up a pretty impressive performance as well. I'm not counting them out, but I would say that these are the two strongest teams. Who wins this match will probably win the rest and take first place and maybe automatically qualify for Iesf.
I do agree that whoever wins here is going to be solidifying themselves as the strongest in Group B, particularly because this group isn't as stacked as Group A. Over here, you just have Malaysia and Philippines, and maybe even Thailand, although I will say that Thailand isn't as strong as some of the rest of these teams. Thailand is coming in with players from a team called C911 with, I think, Boombui, and I believe, if I take a look,
Fearless,
Boombui, Tigger, Fearless, Jengi, 9NZ, all players from C911 and Karstens, but I do think Philippines will be the strongest.
Yeah, that's Joe's shaping up to be right now. So yeah, we're seeing the battle for first and second place. Pause comes out. In terms of the facet, it's literally all the ones that you expect, with maybe Pudge's Rotten Core being slightly unexpected. Usually the support Pudges, I'm seeing them take the other one, the Fresh Meat or whatever it's called, that gives you strength as you dismember, but he wants the Rotten Core. 80% extra damage is pretty good.
And at that level 4 mark, you have around, I think, plus 180.
180.
Yeah,
percent?
in after 5 seconds, with that level 4 mark, you get around plus 180 damage. And when you couple it up with the armlet, I've tried it once. It's really strong.
Armlet on. I mean, if you're a core, yes, but if you're a support, you're not getting armlet. Or
Yeah,
are
I mean,
you?
he might just get the blade mail for the puck, or maybe even the blink tag. I mean, Pudge is one of those heroes that you can pretty much itemize in such a diverse way. You can go for a lot of these items.
So what you're saying is that Hand of Midas into Dagon
You can
position
go for
for
most of
Pudge
these items.
is by he corrects his sentence on the fly. All right. Well, we'll see. One of the nice things about Pudge, of course, is that he is able to set up that early first blood in the bounty ruins. You can go to one of the sides of the river, hope you pick it up. Looks like will he throw out the hook? Doesn't even bother. He's like, nah, we got it.
There is an observer ward on top of the Pudge, so I don't think it would have been surprising if Malaysia actually ended up getting hooked. But still, it is going to be an O for an O, and I think it's going to be 2 and 2 bounty runes each. Yeah, Ponyo and Chidori will pick it up for their team. Palos and Lewis will pick it up for the Radiant side, and we will have a clean game at least for the first few minutes. But Otimo towards the bot lane, this Axe has a setup for his Berserker's Call. It is Ayad on the Hoodwink that can create it. And do you think the Templar Assassin is going to be able to survive? And in fact, this is the lane in which I think Silencer is going to suffer quite a bit.
Agreed. I think this is not a good lane for Sansa at all. Like, Sansa needs something like a melee guy, like a Slark or a CK in front of him, stun, control, and he can, throw out some glaives, throw out his silences, throw out his arcane curse if he needs to. Like, that's what he needs. A TA who hangs back is not good. And if he tries to harass, there's Battle Hunger, there's the Hoodwink Arcane Curse. It's really a bad lane for Philippines in the bottom.
What about the top? What about Dino with the Dawn, with not the Dawnbreaker, sorry, with the Omni Knight, and it's gonna be Shanks on the pods, a 2 melee lineup, and you were predicting that you wouldn't like to see a 2 melee lineup against a TB.
To be fair, I don't. But this is a 2 me lineup with like passive slows, right? You have the Degen Aura for the Omni, and you have the Rot for the Pudge. He's got probably maxing it out. So if they can get on top of any of them, they're dead. So I like this one. I think Philippines came up with a nice duo in the top lane. It does rely on the hook's landing, of course.
We'll see if the hook lands. I mean, it's hard to land when you have illusions coming about from the TB, but you may also want some kind of information. Hold on the bot lane though. This Hoodwink is able to push out both the Templar Assassin and the Silencer all by himself.
CML taking so much damage. He got a bit unlucky that one of the Acorn shots that were aimed at Palos went to him, but still, bad luck, whatever, it still was able to do a lot of damage for him.
And JT will just farm up at the back of this. I mean, has the Battle Hunger as well. We'll throw it on Palos and the Templar Assassin. This is a bit shaky. Ooh. The Hoodwink Acorn shot almost ticked Palos out.
Oh, I was looking top. The hook almost landed on Chidori, but he actually got one of his own creeps. And if he had gotten it, probably was gonna be a dead Chidori.
Mid lane though, Lewis is actually able to overrun the Storm Spirit and actually gets the first blood.
Well, see, Lewis, I told you. Lewis is not part of the team. They brought him back just for this tournament. Oops, sorry, first blood. Sorry, team. Thank you for kicking me. I'm sure that happened on purpose. I mean, accident. Definitely on accident.
One would imagine, Otimo, that's more of a motivation to actually play all that much better, so that you take a look. Hey, this mid laner, he's doing so well. Wait, maybe we should bring him back.
No, are you kidding? If a team kicks me, you can bet your ass the last thing I'm doing is helping them win anything. Oh, now you want me back? Oh, okay? Well, too late. It's like when you break up in a relationship and your crazy girlfriend comes back to you and she says, "Oh, I think you're a good guy." You're like, no. This ship has sailed.
No. Okay, my version is that when you go through a breakup, you hit the gym and then you make them think, what am I missing out on? So it's two perspectives. See, inside of our bald heads are two different perspectives.
Yeah, but he needs to join a different team to do that. You have to, that's hitting the gym, is joining a different team, hitting 17,000 MMR, and then winning TI. Then you're like, aha, see?
So
yeah, don't go back to the same team. You don't do that.
But over on the bot lane, the Axe actually found the Berserker's Call, and Palos, he doesn't have the refraction to play with. He might end up taking out to the Battle Hunger here. The Bushwhack is going to come out from Ahid, and they will be able to find the second core kill. Malaysia, they might be the weaker team in terms of the draft, but they're making it work.
They're definitely doing very impressively. I not think that Philippines would be struggling like this. Would like to see the. By the way, top bottom lane is a huge win. Can we look at the last hit? I think JT's at like 22, and we are seeing that Palos is on. Oh, CML is dead.
Yeah. This is two lanes that are not working out too well for the side of for the Philippines, but their top side is looking pretty decent. Although, as I say that, okay, no, Omni Knight has actually more lost hits than the Terrorblade does.
And you always have to worry about the death threat, right? Because, or sorry, the kill threat, because Pudge hook into the Omnites right on top of someone, that person's dead. They don't have the same thing on Malaysia side. Enchantress, Terrorblade are okay, but it's not the same killing combo. Shanks, waiting for that hook. He hasn't been able to hook a hero so far, unfortunately for him.
The Enchantress is actually going to bring in the Satyr Banisher with the Purge available, so he has a dispel to play with. But over on the mid lane, it is Moon once again overpowering Lewis. However, Lewis was able to get the Vortex, setting it up for the Shanks hook to come in. And this time around, Philippines will be fighting back.
Lewis is like, well, thank you for teleporting to help me now. But yeah, it's a nice move by Shanks, because top lane, he really wasn't contributing, and this does go a long way, because you need Lewis to have a good game for the Philippines to start fights. He's your main jumper, you know? We should give Dota to, besides, we call them the mid lane, but what they do for the team is different. Like we should have like a jumper. This guy jumps in, catches people, or a catcher.
This is a hero with 4 jumping abilities. I like it. Exactly. Meanwhile, over in the bot lane, they've actually found Palos once again with the Berserker's Call, and he has no refraction to play with. A few more hits will do the trick. Ahia trying to find that last hit. They aren't able to do so, though. And that will mean that Palos escapes, but it's going to be at the edge of his life, but a bushwhack going to be dodged out. Nice meld coming about from him.
Firstly, I did not know that the interaction worked that way, so thank you, Palos, for teaching me something new. Secondly, wow, that was incredible that he thought that was certain death if it had landed. Well played.
Malaysia, Philippines are coming back slowly. It may be at the back of the aggression coming out from the Malaysian side, but they are able to keep themselves composed.
And top is still going very well for the Philippines. Tino is having a very nice time top. Shanks though, oh, poor Shanks.
There's no way the bot survives, not against the pure damage. Once the Left Strike gets on top of you, you're a goner.
So, but that does make the Pudge actually might be very good against the Left Strike, because if he can the meat shield, the damage block is 26. That's roughly what each explosion is from Diabolic Edict, 34. So I would think that Pudge has a lot of health. Oh, yes, he was dead. Pure damage.
Palos is actually coming in for the return. I'm not too sure if the Templar Assassin should be here against the 2 of Malaysia, but with the Storm, they can make it work. Lewis comes in with the Vortex, and a Remnant is going to be the way that they will be able to grab themselves up with the kill. JT on this axe isn't doing as well as I thought. Even towards the top side, Panyo is getting rotted up, and you have Tino coming in. The heal will take him out. Tino with the kill. A lane that has been going well for Philippines, and I think they've actually won the top lane when you take a look at the last hits too.
I'm interested to see what Tino builds, by the way. I remember that the core Omni is very similar to core Abaddon, right? Like, you go for the Radiance, and you go for a bit of right click. You used to get the Shard. I don't know if you get the Shard with this one, because it was, it was better Purifying Hammer, or like a passive Purifying Hammer. But going Radiance against Terrorblade, usually not a very good idea.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Maybe he goes for the Echo Saber and the Pike build.
That would be better, honestly. That would be better. The Harpoon, right? That's the one.
Yeah, the Harpoon. I always get it confused for some reason.
I was thinking this because I was like, because it is a bit like a pike, right? The Harpoon itself, they're similar. They're not that different. Both fishing tools.
Shanks throws a hook out, but not really finding anything. The 8-minute Power Rune is going to spawn. Lewis now has his Ball Lightning available. Is he going to go for the rune? He is very low, and no, he won't. Moon will be able to grab up and amplify damage out of him.
I'm wondering if Shanks should consider putting that second point meat shield early.
He immediately teleports towards the top side. Tino, he's going to be crushed here in between of the 2 heroes, the Terrorblade as well as Moon. He activates his heal, but he won't be able to find the kill. The Silence of Shima tried to come in for the return, but wasn't able to do so. Oh,
I think he
What? Did
He wanted to do. He wanted to Sunder, but the damage came before the Sunder.
Oh man, that was he had the fairy fire, Otimo.
Oh, trying to be too cute. He was trying to be, the last word proc. I don't know if it procced because of the Sunder or the timing, but I think it was because of Sunder. Shanks, where's the mate shield? It's the level 1 mate shield, I guess.
Oh, that was a big mistake coming out from Malaysia. And even though they were the ones to get a kill on Tino, just losing your Terrorblade here, he is going to be the source of all of your physical damage in the late game.
Yes. And to be fair, this is a really bad Terrorblade performance so far. Look at his net worth. As Ponyo taking some damage, the last word procs, he's dead, +1 intelligence, +1 galvanized stack as well. So these kills are very, fruitful, besides just the gold.
It is Moon who is by far the winner of the laning phase, though. 5,000 net worth for the Leshrac in comparison to the 4,000 of both Neptar Assassin as well as the Storm. So perhaps the Leshrac through an early Blink Dagger can enable his team.
But I feel like this is the Philippines has a that hook misses. Has a draft uniquely suited against the Leshrac. The supports, we have Suffer in Silence, so you take 20% less damage from the Leshrac. That's a lot for the Silencer. We talked about Meat Shield, really good against Diabolic Edict. Omni is very tanky. Maybe the TA suffers, but the rest, they're all good against the Leshrac. Good-ish.
Do you think there needs to be... What if Tino went for a Blade Mill?
Tino went for a Blade Mail. Now that would be clever. I actually might, mass Blade Mails against the enemy. It's worked against Tinker March and Machine. Could work against the Leshrac as well. By the way, someone's saying me and you, we should combine our heads in a fusion dance. I think that would be a great idea. We'd be like Megamind,
Fusion Dragon Ball style. Perhaps we'll do that, Well, ultimately, if we make it to the land, we will definitely do that.
Yes.
We should make the agreement right now.
We will rub our heads together for your pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, Palace is farming pretty nicely. That is going to be a big issue. Is that you're not seeing CDR having a decent time. Sorry, Chidori, on the Terrorblade, but the TA is the game's good for her.
You also have the global silence, right? Up now. So perhaps the side of the Philippines, they want to fight back. The Pudge is going to teleport towards the bot lane. Let's see if he's going to be able to find a hook here. It might be difficult. He has a narrow window. We'll throw the hook out and grabs the Enchantress. Dismember is there as well, and Ponyo doesn't have the untouchable available, so this means the attack speed will be there. However, is there going to be a response coming in from Malaysia? No, there won't.
No,
they'll be able to defend as well as take the tier 1 tower towards the top side.
Yeah, this was a great move for the Philippines side. And I like that Malaysia recognized it. He's dead, guys. What are we gonna do? Try and save him? It's not worth it. So nice move there by the Philippines. Malaysia, cutting their losses as much as possible. Well, in the meantime, it really is on Moon to make things happen. What's he going for? What's the build? It is going to be the Kaya to Blink just to be as active as possible. He is getting active.
Grabs the Leshrac. Does he want to be going in? The Omni-Knight is coming in from the backline. They will be able to skewer Moon in between the two heroes, and Lewis will grab the killing spree. That was a big kill, Otimo. That was one hero that was doing so well for Malaysia.
We call that one the juicy kill, and the Philippines, they got it. Lewis, he is going to be most of your tempo, but at the same time, Blink Dagger's not far away from JT. So you're going to have double Blink timing very soon. The problem is if you don't catch Silencer, it's not great. But to be fair, if you are Leshrac, you can activate the Pulse Nova, activate the Edict, then Blink in. So it's not like you're that hurt by the global silence. Assuming you jump, of course, and not you get jumped on.
He went for the Gaia, right? Instead of the Blink Dagger. So they are going to suffer as a result of this. They won't have the initiations, at least for a while. Meanwhile, as you mentioned, the TA just farming up has a Deso.
No, they're going to have the Blink Dagger for the Leshrac at the same time as the Axe. No big deal. That's good for them. Oh, and look at that. Radiance on Omni-Knight. I don't know if I like it, but this is the standard build. Could be good.
Oh, Storm is actually going to get cut out by the splitters.
Hey.
That was one spell that he really can't get hit by, and I don't think he should be getting hit by because that splitter animation, it just takes so long.
One thing that is not mentioned is that the ultimate for the Storm, the Ball Lightning, it gets actually faster as you level up.
Radiant
It takes 0.3, 0.2, 0.1 seconds to get into the ball and roll. So if you're level 1, you might forget that it's actually much slower. You know, the ball curling animation is a little bit there. Takes some time.
Tino towards the top side is going to get sundered up.
Well, at least he knows that Sunder's not available if he wants to dive in for the kill on Chidori, but probably not. There's no tier 1 for Malaysia though, so if Tino wants to play aggressive, he could. And just 1300 gold away from that Radiance. Man, look at Chidori's farm. This guy, he has really suffered.
I mean, things can quickly snowball out of control for the side of Malaysia, as they will make an attempt towards the
Palos.
other side. Perhaps they get the Templar Assassin here. If they do, that will be a big kill. The Templar Assassin is right now. Palos is in between of the trees, but he will repeat his position, and I think they saw him.
Oh,
The Axe has the Blink Dagger, but right now they don't have the vision. They will see him at the back of that Acorn shot. The Global Sudders will come out, but it's going to be too late. Now they come in with the response. The Storm Spirit jumps forward onto JT, trying to catch that Axe down. He will be able to find it. However, it's taken so much time that Chidori will be able to come in, and the Philippines will be left with their tail between their legs, and will lose out 3 of their heroes as well as the tower.
Did you see what happened? Moon did the exact thing we talked about. He put on the Edict, put on the Pulse Nova, then blinked in with JT. And the Global Science is like, it does nothing in that circumstance because all the damage from the strike is already being pumped out. So a big loss there for Philippines, Malaysia with a huge, nice uppercut being delivered.
I think you needed to use a Global Silence as soon as you saw the Acorn shot, but who knows if the Silencer was even keeping an eye on the TA.
I mean, I imagine, to be fair, you might have Global too early. Imagine if the Acorn shot comes out, he doesn't blink in time. Then you would have, wasted it. They'd be like, all right, we'll just wait out. There's no Global for the next 2 minutes. It's a tough situation. I don't blame CML at all for that. Because you know why? Because he's a support player, and I got his back.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
What do you think that Philippines will need to do? I mean, against the 2 Blink Daggers, like you mentioned, no problem at all for Malaysia. They can play with increased tempo. They can even play aggressive if they want to. That Observer Ward is going to be cleared up, but Moon will decide not to go in for it. He wants to be waiting in for the Axe to come in. What is the game plan, Otimo, for Philippines?
I feel like Tino has to be the center of their attention for Philippines right now. Oh, look at that. Chidori's dead. You have this Radiance Omni Knight. He's very tanky. Yeah, you put the Silencer behind him. He should be okay. Like, that would work for me. Almost
It
Radiance.
really feels like Omni Knight. There are so many good items here. You could have even gone for the pipe.
Yes.
Otimo.
Radiant's top tower is under
The
attack.
Radiance, you don't need damage. You don't need that blind against a TB either.
I disagree. I think the damage is good. Like, firstly, it works on all his illusions. TB doesn't like building MKB. No, I don't like the illusions from the TB are good against Omni Knight. But other than that, as an item, it's pretty solid. What it gives you.
Now the TA has a Blink Dagger. Sorry, the BKB will be quite far off. But maybe they make some moves now.
Lewis, they see him under the ward, but he is, spider sense is tingling.
If he went down for the for the jungle camp that Leshrac was right on top of, they would have gone in for him. But I think Philippines are going to be playing a bit more careful.
Oh,
They will see and grab the Enchantress though. And with 3 heroes on top of him, I think this is going to be a dead deer.
I love that Shags wanted to hit him, and he starts the animation. He's like, "This is not happening today. I'm just gonna dismember so I can be useful."
Otimo, do you ever get emotional when there's an Enchantress being taken down by 4 heroes?
Why? What
That
was good for Philippines. Oh,
a bit too good for the Otimo. I don't think that the Terrorblade should have died there. He didn't have the Sunder. Was still choosing to play this aggressive.
it's wild that he actually died there. Palos insane to bring it down. We didn't see exactly the series of events that led to that, but I want to go back. Why is it sad when Enchantress gets ganked by 4?
I don't know. It feels like the Enchantress is so helpless. against all of that. Lewis, though, he's gonna end up eating the ATOS. The global silence will be there in time this time around. It will allow Lewis to just zap away.
Good use of the global. I mean, Lewis kind of forced CML to do that because he's like, ah, sorry, dude, but still, that's the best way. Oh, top
They
lane.
will still find the Omni Knight. Otimo, he isn't going to be able to get away.
That's as good as of a kill as it would have been to catch the Storm. Because again, I still think Tino should be the focus of your draft right now. Oh, going for BKB, by the way, on the Omni Knight. I like it. You know, you can't really rely on repel as much as, you know, you could be silenced. You want maybe repel someone else and BKB yourself, so I like it.
Yeah, the repel on the Templar Assassin or the Storm certainly seems like it will be much better on those two heroes because they are going to be the ones in much more danger.
Exactly.
Oh no, Palos, how is he getting these kills?
I don't know. It's not like, I mean, he has Blink, Deso, Dragonlance. It's not like you've never seen this before. You know how this plays. Oh, Wanyo. Okay.
Oh, he's gonna get grabbed up. But see, I'm already sad. It's an enchantress. Let her go.
There.
Yes, he finds a TP. You know, like it feels like a bully picking on someone.
It's hardly a bully. Every time Enchantress dies, I am very happy myself. You know, this is a very annoying hero to see. Oh, that's a stack. There's a juicy amount there. Chidori slowly climbing up in that net worth department, but still quite a bit behind.
Yeah, it's been at the back of all of those off-screen deaths that have occurred at the back of Palos just being able to get so many kills. Has the Blink Dagger, has 8 charges with the Desolator, and right now it might be a full-on clash between these two sides. You have Chidori with the Metamorphosis.
Oh.
It is running out, but they find the
got
Storm!
him. They got Lewis.
They will be able to take Lewis down, and with this early of a kill,
But they have global.
is
They have global. If they wanna go
Philippines
for this
going to fight? They're going to wait for the Terrorblade to walk up. In fact, they're actually going to start the fight even without the rest of Malaysia to walk up. They will be able to find the Terrorblade, and the Templar Assassin has enough room to play with.
Moon.
The Dash Strike is going to go in though. Has the Edict to play with as well as the Pulse Nova, and they will be able to find all of these kills. And now Palos is all alone, the only one in this position, and
careful.
he is going to die here. Perhaps not, as Tino comes in. They will be able to reverse it on top of Malaysia. They will be able to find 4 kills, and Otimo. This is
5.
These are some insane plays coming out from this Templar Assassin.
Yeah, Palos is putting on a masterclass. Like, I always thought that Parker and TA 2000 are like some of the best TAs, but wow, Palos is really up there in this game at least. And it all comes down CML. They were waiting the high ground. They're like, let them come to us. We're not going to global to save Lewis. We already kicked him out of the team. We don't care what happens to him. But the moment the Malaysia comes close to the high ground, they had a perfect position to bring it down. Very nicely done.
You bring that up, right? Lewis was the only one who wasn't with the rest of his team. It's like, no, the Storm. You walk up here, right? We're a team, right? It's us.
It's us against them, you know? That's how it works. Poor Lewis.
But right now, Palos, he can't face up against the Delusions or the Enchantress, right? So, I mean, who knows? Perhaps he can, right? This is a Templar Assassin that has really surprised me with its performance.
Overall, yeah, the TA, I mean, the Enchantress is not very farmed, so I do feel like he's not, you know, the Overprotected Wisp aren't going to be enough to keep him alive anymore. I do like they went for the Solar Crest. You're up against a lot of physical damage, but it's a lot of mixed damage. There's pure from the Omni, magic from him and the Storm. It's very hard to itemize in a game like this. But Palos is king.
Yeah, I mean, he's 5,000 net worth ahead of the Terrorblade, or rather, actually 4,000 ahead of the Terrorblade. But it's still significant. 4,000 is an entire tier 3 item.
Do you think Shanks is really going for an Aghanim Scepter? He is. He's going for an Ag Scepter on the Pudge. Okay.
Is it in anticipation of a potential Bloodstone from the Leshrac, or maybe a Satanic from the Terrorblade? Why is he going for a Scepter?
I mean, even just the Kaya Sanj gives you spell lifesteal, I believe, for the Leshrac.
And the Enchantress heal as well, right?
I guess. I don't know if it's needed. Like, it is a very good core item. Aghanim Scepter is a great item for Pudge, but support Pudge usually don't get it. It's too expensive. And it relies on you being in the thick of battle, which support Pudges are not that durable. I don't know if I agree with this. Well, okay, I'll be more honest. I do not agree with this. I think this is a very risky move that doesn't need to happen.
I mean, 4,000 gold may as well have gone for the pipe. I keep coming back to the pipe because it does seem like that one item is so good against the other side.
Agreed. A pipe would be very good. I wouldn't mind a pipe at all. I know he's got a Glimmer, which is kind of like pipe plus, but for one person. But pipe would be good. Pipe would be good.
Oh, Moon. He's gonna get spotted out over here. He's gonna get hooked in. And stuck between 4 of these heroes. Malaysia's mid laner will fall, and it's very hard to fight without your Lesh.
By the way, have you noticed that every kill is so good for Philippines? We already talked about the Storm and the Silencer, but Shanks also gets extra strength every time they kill someone. He's on 8 flesh sheep. Yeah, 14 extra strength at the moment. It's gonna get more and more as he levels up.
They want to go in for the defense, but Lewis actually has spotted everyone out. The Axe will go for the Berserker's Call, but it's only going to be on that Omni Knight. Meanwhile, the Templar Assassin will be allowed to stay in here, and they will take JT down. So does Sponyo, and Chidori will struggle to find his exit against Tino. And with Palos coming in, that should be a dead TB. He does have the Sunder available, but will not be able to find it. There's going to be 4 heroes that fall, or rather 3 heroes that fall, as the Hoodwink was able to make its way out. But it's a costly exchange there, Artemo.
Very much. Was it 4 for 1? Because I believe that they were able to kill Moon very early in the previous engagement. Man, the Ayat, as he was using the Bushwhack, he almost brings the Pudge into Rot range. If he had the Aghanim Scepter on Shanks, he would have killed him with the extra AoE, but barely makes it out. Kudos to him.
And now you have about 18 stacks on that Desolator. You have a Hurricane Pike as well. Palos can reposition as much as he wants to. And Shanks is looking for the hook, but in fact, Lewis is going to go forward, and he is going to get hooked out. And you can see the fear from Malaysia, right? Previously, where they went in with the Atos, now they're just using it to disengage.
I'm not sure how I'm not saying. I don't like that Ayad is going for mech on the Hoodwink. I think Hoodwink's one of those heroes that if you pick her, you should go all in on offense. You know, like at that point, it's not really worth it to pick this hero and go for defensive items because there are better choices for that. Heroes who can farm faster, who can do more with no items. So this feels like a bit of a waste of the Hoodwink.
You have a Chrysalis now, and Ottomo, once you have that Daedalus up for the Templar Assassin, it's going to be very hard for Malaysia to actually survive. I mean, they don't have a BKB on that Lesh, right? He's not even going for it. He's going for a Shivas.
He does have the Vampiric Whisper of Dread on the Lesh rack. That's probably the best combination of tier 3 items he can get. 10% magic app and huge amounts of lifesteal with the Kai Assange. This is very nice. He's gonna feel a lot more durable.
What do you think the TB needs? I mean, to match the damage output, it just seems like the TB is so far away from it. Meanwhile, Philippines, they're actually going to go in for the defense. They will see Ayad, and I don't think Shanks, he's in range for the hook right now. Lewis is going to zap forward. He's used all of his mana and hasn't been able to find anyone with the Vortex. So this Storm needs to be a bit careful, but it turns out Malaysia, they still want to disengage. They don't want to fight right now.
Could they catch CML? No, unfortunately they don't. Oh, Moon!
Moon's going to go in towards the mid lane, but this is a very difficult kill. You have an Aegis as well as a BKB, as well as a Repel.
Still did massive amounts of damage though. That was a reveal, I think, of the Shiva's guard. So yeah, Moon, despite his net worth being quite a bit behind the tier, I think he is going to be a massive factor in these next fight. If he doesn't get bursted down within 5 seconds, he's going to win the fight for Malaysia.
Do you think he survives the 5 seconds though? How likely is that?
Vegas odds say not very likely.
It is still pretty even in terms of win probability, right? 52 to 48 in favor of Philippines. Yeah.
Wow.
53 to 47 now. But
I mean,
over on the mid lane, Moon once again goes in on towards Chino, but they'll still turn it around. The 5-second timer, it has started, Ottomo, and Moon is able to at least fight back. However, he is going to get bursted down in the end anyway.
Let's see. Was he alive for 5 seconds? I feel like he was.
Oh man, but the rest of their team, they may be able to stay alive for a bit longer as the Axe goes in with the Berserker's Call. However, you have the region available for Lewis. You have the Omni Knight to protect him as well, and the Axe will just be teleporting away. Meanwhile, they also take down Ponyo towards the top side.
I mean, Moon has been doing this very aggressive move. We're seeing this again, by this feels like a very similar pattern to what Myanmar was doing, right? Where everyone's kind of doing their own thing. And if you look at like the warding coming out from the Dire side, it's super deep wards that they're not playing in. They're not in those areas at all. They're farming on their side of the map. The supports are saying, guys, these areas are safe. The core is saying, I don't want to go there. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't feel safe. So definitely, I don't know, Malaysia, they ain't clicking, you know. As JT gets blinked on, takes a lot of lots of
Valos
damage.
is gonna come in too, but he's instantly gonna eat the bushwhack. The rest of Malaysia, they are on top of that Templar
Big
Assassin.
call.
JT even goes in with the Berserker's Call. However, the Axe is gonna get bursted down, but Moon's gonna come in. He
5
will
seconds.
be able to take the Aegis down, and right now,
Good stun.
this Omni Knight can't survive.
Well, Malaysia Bole indeed. All right. I mean, JT throwing his life for the team like that was a brilliant thing. But this was also Philippines kind of, again, not being fully together, which I'm not sure what that was about. They also didn't have global silence for that fight. As CML.
Ooh, they want to go in. Lewis, with the she was able to instantly
Yes.
burst Aya down. Attempt the Terrorblade is being dismembered, but Moon's gonna come in with that split earth.
Good stun
And
there.
these two can't fight right now. They have to get back on Philippines. But Lewis, or rather Chidori, he may not allow CML to escape. They will be able to find this fourth kill. And Philippines, I have to say, they are bungling this at the back of those overextensions.
Oh, that's a good one, bungling. I'll use that myself and, you know, pretend I thought of it. And yeah, it's like you're saying, they didn't really need to. They didn't have global silence. You know, I'm surprised that they still feel the need to fight. Silencer's best trait is that when you have global silence, the enemy team is like passively more scared. No matter what team you are, you're gonna be a little bit worried about global silence. But without it, Silencer's really not much of a hero. And they took 2 fights without his global just now.
Radiant's middle tower is under
It's
attack.
They still do have the network advantage. However, the Leshrac is super strong. They
Ponyo!
find the Enchantress, and this is just mean, Artemo. This is very mean.
This is what every enchantress deserves, if you ask me.
8 deaths now on the Enchantress. He's an endangered species right now.
I'd be happier if it was 18. You know.
I don't think he's getting to 18. Okay, I don't think. I think the game's going to be over one way or the other.
I just realized today that you can have 3 scurry charges. I remember this used to be 2 only at one point. Now it's 3 charges of scurry. That's interesting. It was 2 at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's a
They find the Leshrac. Tino is going to come in as well, but the Split Earth is going to go out, and the Leshrac's trying to go for the TP out. Moon, that was a TP you were never going to get.
Oh. And it's not, and I don't think that getting the mech or the Greaves is going to help him much. But imagine if they had like a Glimmer Cape on the hood.
Yeah.
Thing. I would prefer that a lot more. This is why I just don't like the way he's. If he was going to go this, he should have gone more aggressive with the Hoodwink instead. Either way.
Maybe even a pipe. I mean, both sides would do pretty well with the pipe, but neither side actually choosing to commit towards it.
I think Malaysia. Do they need the pipe more? I mean, you're up against Radiance, right? Like, pipe is really good against that. Shanks.
And the rod, you know.
And the
it's-
rot. How big is the rot when? Oh, it's actually. Look at the AOE when they have the ag. It's pretty solid. That's the rot that I put out after I've had a big meal.
Lewis is level 21 right now, Artemo. And the Storm Spirit, in my opinion, is one of the strongest heroes in that late game when you have that level 25 Overload bounce coupled up with the Aghanim Scepter. And it might come to a situation where Malaysia can't survive because remember, you have a Terrorblade Illusion. So the Overload bounce is actually going to create AoE damage from Philippines once that Storm hits the 25.
I agree, and he's already got the shard on the storm, so he's getting there. It's very scary right now.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Well, we'll see how it's gonna work out for the two teams. Again, I believe in Philippines. I said that from the start, not because of the players, but because of their very handsome and nice coach. who I'm sure is tuning in and will message me about this later. He'll be like, dude, can you not be weird? You know,
Dire's bottom
can you be normal for once?
But Chidori needs to be
Ooh.
careful.
BKB on the TA. Nothing really goes through that apart from the pure damage from the edict. Oh, they of course no, they have the wall. Sorry.
He stood on top of the spy of the trap, and they're gonna see him. Sorcerer is gonna instantly zap towards his position. The global side is gonna come out there too, and that is a dead TB. And right now, Malaysia, they are on the back foot. They will have to confine themselves to that high ground.
Global was used, the silences were there, they used everything, but they get Chidori. Oh, it's not been Chidori's game, you know.
He's more in the Sasuke phase when Sasuke didn't have his Sharingans.
That was a
Have
very
you seen
short
Naruto?
phase. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he had it from like episode 12. You know?
No, but there
I
was
mean-
one phase where he was blind in those eyes, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. That was also a very short phase. It was literally like a quarter of a battle that he gets his brother's eyes, and then he's like stronger than ever.
Ooh, Storm Spirit zaps over towards the high ground. He grabs the hoodwink, but there's no follow-up. And right now it's just a bit of posturing, but there is a bit of counter initiation coming in from Malaysia. They go in towards Lewis, but the saves are going to come in, allowing the Storm to go back in, and Moon is a gunner.
JT
And
as
with
well.
the Leshrac unavailable, with the TB down as well, it doesn't seem like this axe is going to have the follow-up that he needs. Your high ground is now extremely vulnerable from the side of the Malaysia, and Philippines are going to be happy with this, with Palos having most of his HP.
Oh man, they're gonna have to channel not just one tiger, but like the whole zoo for Malaysia if they want to be able to fend this off. Without Moon, it's a tough one. And they always get a kill on Lewis, but you know, jumps in, does that repel. And here comes the Aghanim Scepter on Lewis. Just gonna be dragging
he has
everyone.
most of his mana up now as well. 18 galvanized charges means that he regenerates his mana so quickly, Optimo.
25 mana a second. So that's 250 mana every 10 seconds, people. That is a lot of mana. In a minute, he should regenerate almost his entire mana pool.
Are scanning.
And he can't even use his remnants fast enough, right?
Yes.
He has more regeneration at the cooldown on his static remnants.
I've seen that too. I'm like, oh, that's fun. That is very fun.
He has gone for the worst facet, I will say that. The minus 1.25 second cooldown on the remnants. If he went for the vortex, he has a scepter, so that was a natural bounce. But I do think it's because the level 20 facet was nerfed. It was 0.4 seconds previously.
Yes. I mean, to be fair, 0.2 extra stun is very little. You know, like I don't really fault the guy. You know, you go. It's really nothing as of an increase. The other one, Sacrament, it's what does the cooldown go from? It goes down by quite a lot, actually.
We might see a fight though.
That's what we want to see.
There's no Templar trap over on the high ground.
Shanks?
Ooh, but the hook
He was
comes
fishing.
out. And it's actually the side of Malaysia who want to go forward. JT
Oh.
will find the Berserker's Call on the two, but Lewis is there waiting. Goes towards the back line to find
Global.
that Vortex on the two heroes as well. The global silence is going to be used as well. And right
Oi.
now, this is a dead Leshrac. Moon has fallen, and they only have Shidori
Palos.
to bring themselves into the fight. Palos, incredibly low.
He's
Will
gone.
take it, take that too. And the Sorcerers got caught out. Malaysia find the better of this exchange.
Well, I told you, they're the tiger. It's right there. Are they gonna be able to chase for more? Looks like they're trying to on Chidori. Oh, they might catch him.
They catch him.
Tino.
The Battle
JT.
Hunger. He'll have the Berserker's Call to hold the Omni Knight in place. The hook isn't going to be there.
Oh, it's Sasuke at the end of the show, man. He is, you know, he's taking on tailed beasts and everything. The man summoning planets.
It's Sasuke who's come in and he goes like, I want to be Hokage.
Yes.
And everyone's just staring at him. But
It's,
he's managing to he's proving it right now that Roshan is up as well, and Philippines, they are behind. This 8,000 net worth advantage that they currently possess is not going to mean much against that third Roshan.
By
It's
the
a
way,
third Roshan, right? No, it's a second Roshan.
the Omni Knight, he had a great use of Guardian Angel. Really did nothing. You know, like TB was hitting everyone, but he couldn't get any damage off. But after that, Chidori, that rated ship, is doing a lot of work for him this game.
I always think that once the TB gets the Eye of Skadi, Templar Assassin's no match.
You might be right. I mean, we're seeing that right now happening in front of our eyes.
Because the slow is just too difficult to deal with. It's just, you have more attack range in the Templar, you have the slow coming in, so the Templar Assassin can't actually escape. And with the Montesar, you have 4 illusions, so the refraction actually burns out within a second.
Yes, it does. What is Axe going for? Lotus Orb in this game, good against the Dismember, good to remove the Global Silence as well. Also, I like that CML is going for Axe Scepter, but by the time he gets it, there's going to be even more Dispels on Malaysia, and you might be better off getting a Refresher Orb. I like Axe Scepter on Silencer, but he delayed it by, firstly, not having a GPM neutral items, and secondly, going Glimmer Force Staff. That is the price of the Ags right there. So it's a late Ags. It's going to be a very ineffective Ags as well. Yeah, there's going to be...
Actually, when did he make his Mage Slayer? Has he had it since the start, or did he make it right now?
I feel like it's very recent. The last big item I saw I finished was the Axe Scepter. But it is needed. Reminder, this works on Edict. It's a great way to reduce the damage that the Leshrac can do. However, Leshrac is about to get BKB. So you're going to have 4 sources of Dispel on Malaysia. Lotus, BKBs, and Manta Style. And Guardian Greaves.
You even will have the Butterfly up for the Terrorblade. And Palos can't go for the MKB right now. I mean, he just has 500 gold. Even if he has the gold, I think he would want to prioritize sustain over damage.
Yes.
And this Terrorblade could potentially be unkillable soon.
Well... Oh, by the way, Enchantress is queuing up a mech as well. I wonder if he's going to do that. Ayad already has it. I don't know if Ponyo is really going for a mech. I hope he doesn't. You know, double mech is... There's no real excuse for it, basically.
But it's a Guardian Grief plus a mech, so don't do those 2 stack?
No, they don't. It says so on the item itself. Does not affect units that have been affected by Guardian Greaves Mend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or Mechanism Restore. Okay. You learn something new every day.
I feel like this is something. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I'm not gonna. I'm fairly sure that people have known this for a while. By the way, guys, Immortal Caster with Toltrus. Immortal.
Top 200 when at my peak, but you know, it's
Top 200. Oh my. Well, Malaysia smoked up. They want to go for it. Anyone who steps out of line. Could be Palos here. Palos, they see where he is, but it's a bit of a jump to get there. They smoke up on the Philippines as well. Oh,
zaps in. He grabs the Terrorblade up, but the Dismember didn't lost enough time. They'll be able to turn it around, and that's going to be a dead Shanks as soon as Moon goes in with the Edict, with the Shiva's Guard. And the Philippines, they are on the back foot right now. Lewis goes again for another Vortex, but there's just no follow-up coming about. Yeah, Berserker's Call. You'll just clean up CML. He goes with the buyback. The Swordsman falls too. He doesn't have the buyback, and that means that Malaysia will be able to overrun this lane of barracks.
Dude, Lewis is doing a good job sort of going in, trying to get the catch, but they're not able to connect completely. Do the bushwhack from a mile away.
Ooh, nice dodge by Palos. The outroll staff coming in as soon as the axe with Berserker's Call. And now they go in on towards that Enchantress, but this time around, that deer isn't alone. They have the rest of their team beside him, and Palos activates his BKB, but just nothing to offer. The Templar Assassin is gonna die without buyback, and they are gonna throw it because they recognize that they are no force. They don't have enough against the Malaysian squad to find the comeback here.
It's all thanks to the shirt I wore. I'm telling you, man. You know, you wear. Well, I never stopped believing. Congratulations to Malaysia. The Gleipnir on Ayad, by the way, it makes the range for the bushwhack catch huge. So he was able to catch Palos from like a mile away. I've never seen like such catch from a bushwhack before. But overall, Malaysia, great jump in by JT. Chidori recovers, spending, the entire match recovering, 30 minutes. But he comes in big at the end, just when they need him.
Yeah, it really seemed like the Templar Assassin wasn't able to do much either on that high ground, right? He just had to constantly get back. And Lewis, he tried to go in with the Vortexes, and he did find the Vortexes. But the big problem for Philippines was that there really was no follow-up. They don't have the same jump in that Malaysia did with the Axe, with the Leshrac, with the Hoodwink, as well as the Terrorblade.
Yeah, it's like when one guy jumps in on from Malaysia, you know, JT and Moon are both going in together. You also have like the Hoodwink with this massive Bushmack. Gleipnir was really good. And Chidori, you said it yourself, he's got more range than the TA. On Philippines, they're kind of relying on Shax to catch people with his hook, and he misses, he's human. But oh my god, what a comeback from Malaysia. And we are always saying, Malaysia and Philippines, best two in the team in the bracket. This might put Malaysia straight away into the ISF LAN, just with this victory.
I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna happen like that. But I mean, they will have to show up for some of those other matches, right? But against teams like Pakistan, against teams like Nepal and Bhutan, I do think that all Malaysia will have to do is show up, and they will be able to win. They have taken down the strongest team in the group, and that is Philippines. And being able to take a team down that has gone towards some of the big tier 1 lands, I mean, that's no small feat. And for Team Malaysia right now, perhaps they're wondering, hey, if they're able to do that here, why not actually form a team?
Ah, I see it. Because if 3 of their players are contracted with other different teams, and it's going to be a nightmare to assemble it. But I like the way you're thinking. You know, I mean, this is a team that has went to one of the biggest tournaments in the world, and they beat them. So, you know, it says a lot about Malaysia's fortitude. I really like the way that they were able to keep their cool despite Chidori suffering so much and make a comeback. Like, that was incredible to watch. Also,
and it was Team Malaysia, right? It was previously as well TI3. Team
Yes.
Malaysia. I mean, they were orange, but after that they shortly rebranded to Team Malaysia. And it's always Malaysia, man, that does it, right? It's always Malaysia that comes in with the nationalism as far as performance correlation goes for the game of Dota 2.
when we say Malaysia Boleh, you know, that's the saying. Malaysia means we can do it. Malaysia can do it, and Malaysia did it again, you know, and in spectacular fashion. You knock them down. You know, you're able to take a few kills. They were in the lead by I think like 16,000 at some point, and it didn't matter. So yeah, 15,000. This was literally 5 minutes before the game was over. The Philippines was 15,000 gold ahead, 25,000 EXP, 72%. But ain't nothing for Malaysia, bro.
Yeah, it really seemed like Philippines, they were so close to hitting that ultimate power spike, right? That level 25 on that Storm Spirit. But it seemed like Malaysia recognized that, and they chose to take the fight towards the high ground. And that last fight at the back of Philippines losing out, Malaysia were able to win the Aegis, and there's no way you fight against Chidori with the Aegis there.
Not the Indra enhanced Eternal Mangakyo Sharingan. What else does he have? Curse Seal level 2, Orochimaru in his body level Sasuke, right? That's the one?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the one. I mean, he has a metamorphosis too, so I really do think that there's a bit of creativity that goes in that name. What was the one spell that creates that huge structure when you activate it?
Susano? Yes, Susano, right?
Yes.
In the middle of Susano. Yeah, they're really god. Like so he did the same. He's like, everyone, you're my Susano, just cover me and I'll hit them. And Chidori really did it. It's hard to mention how impressed I am with him, because the guy came in shattered in the laning phase, absolutely decimated, and then ends the game with an incredible performance. I think was it higher damage? No, Moon was higher damage.
But still, it was still an incredible performance by the Philippines as well. So there is a bit of silver lining. At the very least, Philippines will be able to win out the rest of their group stage, Group B matches. I don't think that anyone is going to stand in the way of both Philippines and Malaysia.
There we go. All right, there we go. Just gotta show that out. But you know, we are done with game 2. That one took quite a while. We've been going for longer games as today, but I'm glad for it. So it's going to be a shorter break because we have longer games. We're going to go to a bit of one. What is the next match coming out for us? Give me just a second. I'll find it. It's going to be Mongolia versus India. We'll see how that one goes. India suffered in the first match, but hopefully they'll come back in game 2. But yeah, we'll be back in about 20 minutes. We'll see you guys then.